how do you prepare for a video interview? Now, especially in today's world, with most folks working from home and companies being more open to folks working from home, it becomes even more important for you to prepare for a video interview. And I would say there are a few things that you want to keep in mind when you prepare for a video interview. The first thing is your attire. So dress like you would dress for a face-to-face interview. So depending on what you think the culture of the company is and what the requirements are, you always want to dress for uh, a video interview like you would for a face-to-face interview. So the secret to that is it's okay to be overdressed than underdressed. So if you're not sure, go uh, you know go in with a suit. If you think it's casual, maybe do business casual. So really think through what you would wear to a face-to-face interview and use that for the video interview as well. Now the next thing is, think of your background. So ensure that it's professional. Ensure that it's well lit and your face is clearly seen. So you have to ensure that your face is very clearly seen, and maybe do a few trial rounds and stuff like that. We'll get to that later in this video. Now the next thing is about background noise. So ensure that background noise is minimal. Now it's impossible for us to have zero background noise, but ensure that it's minimal. And let's say that you have kids, or you have a constant some kind of background noise, and you know that at the time of the interview you cannot avoid it. Then maybe speak to a friend or a relative, or see if you can go if you have a community living area where you could go in and take the interview where the background noise is less, then try to do that. But try to ensure that your background noise is minimal, uh, more from the side of, so that you could be clearly heard to the interviewer. It's not that interviewers are not empathetic to your situation if you have kids, but it's more like, it's more to ensure that you are clearly heard and you can hear the questions more clearly. So it's more for your good than testing an interviewer as to whether they're empathetic to certain situations or not. Now the next thing is, while it's very normal for us to look at the screen where we can see ourselves, it's more important for you to look at the camera when you speak, so that it's almost like looking directly into the eyes of the interviewer when you're interviewing. So it gives a personal touch when you look into the camera as against the screen, because the screen is always going to be at a different location from the camera, and it's almost going to seem like, though it is not, it's almost going to seem like you are talking to someone else, or you're distracted, or you're looking away and speaking, as against looking directly at the interviewer. So looking at the camera really helps when you're interviewing. uh, Keep flashcards and your resume ready and handy. I have a video on what to keep in terms of flashcards, so be sure to check that out. But definitely have your flashcards, have them around your desk, or have it right here. Have a place to take down notes and stuff like that. So definitely have that ready as well. Now, there are certain times when your internet is a little on and off, and it might go off and stuff like that, or you have bandwidth issues, or you have network issues. So at that point in time, you definitely, what you want to do to negate something like this is to keep dial-in information really handy. So if needed, print it out and leave it right there, or write it down, saying, okay, in case there's a network issue, then I will call and dial into the meeting. And it's a good practice to say that, hey, in case that there's network issues, always say that, okay, if there's a network issue, then I will dial in based on the details that's there in the invite. So it's always good for you to have that information handy. Now, the next thing is, mute your cell phones, and mute anything else that you can be potentially distracted with. So, for example, if you have Outlook or emails or anything that pops up on the screen as you are giving your interview, just make sure you mute all of that, because the last thing you want is to seem distracted to the interviewer. So. The next thing is, I would say, join 3 to 5 minutes early, just to make sure that you have the right link, and you are able to get in, or there's There's no new software that needs to be installed on your laptop, or there's no new app that you have to download to ensure that you can get into the meeting. And that sometimes takes 2 to 3 minutes for you to download the app and create a login and stuff like that. So always do 3 to 5 minutes early. Try joining 3 to 5 minutes early, maybe even, definitely you don't want to go in too early, but maybe 5 to 10 minutes at most. But 3 to 5 minutes is good so that you can check everything out in terms of the app, in terms of if it's a software, if it's a login that you need. So you have all of that set up, and sometimes softwares will have to send, or apps will have to send login information to your email. So you have all that time to set up. And also sometimes when you join, you can look at yourself to see, okay, how do I look to the interviewer? So I think that's always it's a good feedback loop for you when you do that. Definitely, I think related to the other point, to the previous point, is test your software, audio, video, and all of that. Test all of that in advance. Test the app. So definitely, setting up an account should be the last thing you want to be worried about 5 minutes before the interview. So make sure you have all of that. So if it's Zoom, or if it's Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, or Blue Jeans, or whatever the app is that you're going to use for the interview, make sure that you have a login ready. Make sure the app is downloaded on your phone, or the software is downloaded on your laptop or your machine, and make sure all of that is taken care of. And of course, preparing for the interview, there are 100 videos that I probably have, but at the end of the interview, again, treat it like a real face-to-face interview. So make sure that you send out a thank you note, almost like you would in a face-to-face interview. So, and there's a video on a thank you note as well. I would suggest you take a look at it in terms of what constitutes a good thank you note. So with this, I hope you kind of get what it takes to prepare for a video interview. It's not really difficult, but if you work through this checklist, you will really the non-interview parts, the non-technical or the non-management or the non-interview parts of this will be taken care of. So you can really focus your energy on ensuring that you do the interview well. Okay, good luck.